Well, Xena, what do you think? Well, I think so far you done very well as the new FORESITTER and head leadership wicker of the toy wrestling gathering. And Rick, there's only been a few list of folks who, you know, were in that rank, before you. I mean, Steve Austin had it, but this would have been way back 2003 YL. And Steve Austin was the first one who had that rank, I guess. No, I take it way back because, I take it back before that. Steve Austin had it. And then Angel had it. And then it was Aladdin. And then Ric Flair and Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and now you. Now, I'll let you know, skilled wrestling is not skilled club ball. You know, there's no off time. I mean, yes, wrestlers and other hirelings can get time off, but there is no time off because wrestling doesn't have a a, a time where they do their work and then they don't do their work. Unlike club ball and other sports where they have this time of year where they do it, and the other half of the year they don't do anything. Yeah, I understand that, Xena. I get that. And you understand I had my wisdom in the past because I was a teacher for one of the teams in MLB at one time. And I was a former pitcher, I guess. So that's an English word or not, I don't know. A thrower would be a thrower. That would be the English word for it, yeah. Well, so far you're, off to a good start, I need to say. You know, well, Xena, it was you and Cameron who thought that I would be, good for the work and thought that I would be a good, force-sitter and head leadership wicker of the toy wrestling gathering, or follower or whatever. You both thought that I would do good at that. Now, some folks out there most likely might scave and say that you chose someone who doesn't have a background, who doesn't know how to run a skilled wrestling business or a skilled wrestling arm of a business or a team or whatever you want to call it. But I can learn, I can learn, Well, that's good that you're willing to learn and you're willing to grow. And I think there's a lot of good things that can come out of this, Well, I mean, we can talk about TNA if you want to. I mean, TNA, when they first started, they had Jeff Jarrett. And then later on, when Panamite bought it, was Dixie Carter. And she was in there for a long time. And then when Inference Sports and Glee bought it, it then went to Ed Oskram, which led to being Scott D'Amore, and then Anthony Cocello, and now Carlos Silva. Now, as far as WWE goes, I mean, I guess you could say the first force-sitter you could say was Joseph Mort. Then there would have been Jim Bodette. And then there would have been Gorilla Monsoon. I mean, first it would have been, Joseph Mort. Then it would have been Gorilla Monsoon and Jim Bodette. And then Linda McMahon. And then Stu Snyder. And then Diana Goldsmith. And then Nick Kong. And then Frank Roderick. And then Nick Kong. Because he was in there, was offshooted in that before. Yeah. Well, no, you're right about that. I mean, you're right. I think you're going to do very well, you know. And it would not be right to say that, it wouldn't be right to say, hey, look what Carlos Silva, FORESITTER of TNA is doing. Or what Nick Kong, FORESITTER and head leadership WICKER of WWE is doing. But anyway, it is what it is, So I think that you're going to do very well as the FORESITTER and head leadership WICKER of the TWF, Well, as long as you know